let's go.
So let's talk about your new thing, your new project, the formation.
Yeah.
Is actually a real formation?
Yes, I don't know if it's correct the name formation in English.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I
but
don't care.
it's yeah, whatever. It's a dance education program for 1 year, and it's based on how can I say? It's not like the others, the usual dance education in 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, where they do every style. No, we just focus on 2 style, and the goal is to bring the student the further that they can. Also, especially for the teachers, to have more time to spend with them.
Yeah.
Because I think it's the thing. The biggest problem of this kind of format is we don't have time. We teach them, but the students, they don't know us. We come, we teach 1 hour and a half, 2 hours. We run after the clock, and when it's over, we have to go because they have another class, and they switch. They go from popping to breaking to a house dance, and in their mind, it's like this.
Yeah.
And they don't get to know us.
No.
We don't get to know. We come, we give them step, 1 or 2 advice here and there, and then we out.
Yeah, it's like an industrial rhythm.
Yeah, it is. It's like the same as we do in school, like in real school.
Yeah.
We have a math, we have French, we have history, we have this, and we switch one to the other every hour, and we know that we need time to go into the vibe, to feel warm, to be in the zone, and then at this moment you can start to really push.
Yeah, and everything. And I was about to say, and everything that is in between, actually, because in the culture we talk a lot about exchanging, sharing, but with this format, or the most common format that you just described, you never have time to really exchange, or like you were saying, knowing the person. And before classes existed, that it was like a global thing. You were going to practice, but before the practice, after the practice, there were a lot of things happening, and you were spending time with all that people, and that exactly when those exchanges
Exactly.
and sharing happen. And when you take regular classes, it doesn't happen. Maybe you talk like real quick 5 minutes with the teacher before the class or after the class, and bye, take care, see you next week, and that's it.
Yeah, that's what happens. And we try to also, like you said before, when I used to learn and when I used to train, even when I was not learning anymore, but we always, before dancing, we always talk for some minutes or maybe some hour, and then we start dancing. And when we finish, we do a debrief, or we talk about this and that. And all these moments of talking are really, really important. Yeah. And even more when you are in the process of learning, when you're a student, you need to talk with your teachers or with your mentors. Because for me, like for most of the people of my generation, we learn maybe for some by ourselves, but we learn by watching. We learn by talking a lot to understand the philosophy. It's not only about the move. Just you and me, I don't remember how many nights, how many days we spent talking. And me and Junior, for example, because it is what it is. I mean, how many hours I spent with him talking, listening to him, about the story, about his story, about this mentality, about philosophy and stuff. And it's crucial. You cannot avoid this.
No.
That's the problem. We reached this. We came to how can I say? We do this because I feel it's a response of a need.
Yeah, it is. And that's really important to question the actual system, because that's a fact. And you were giving the example of regular school, and in regular school actually that's exactly the same thing. They really need to do some changes, because the actual system doesn't work for everybody. As same for dance classes, and yeah, the lack of time, the lack of all those moments in between, the, how can you call that, the let's say the core of the practice, like when you're moving or dancing or whatever, or doing some kind of drill.
Yeah.
But between all that, the human side and all those talks, I mean the human side and all those talks need to happen, and you need to have time, and that's actually what makes the biggest difference between what you're doing right now and all the other things that exist. Is the time. Actually, you are giving a lot more time to the students to be there, to exchange between them, to exchange with the teachers. And yeah, to answer your question, when it comes to us in the beginning, we spent, I have no idea how many hours, but it was more talking than practicing, because you were in Paris, I was in Portugal, still am, and we spent every night, I don't know, maybe 4-6 hours every night talking, exchanging whatever, music, videos, our practices, and yeah, it was a lot of talk.
Yeah, and we miss also this aspect. I think the students, they have all the information, all the steps, all the practical, so to speak, information they need, but it's like giving tools without knowing how to use it. You know, or maybe I give you this, and in 1 year you have to reach that level. There's a lot of, to me, many things that doesn't make sense. Same thing, you know, the versatility.
Yeah.
You know, I don't believe in versatility. Has a
in
wide,
dance, you mean?
In dance. I mean, when I say I don't believe, I mean, to be versatile, it's to be excellent in nothing.
Yeah, it depends. Then you can have a few exceptions, but still, I don't. Even those that we know, you can say that some of them are the best in something.
Yeah,
they are good in a lot of things, but I'm not against that actually. But that I think that
I'm not saying I'm against this. I'm not saying I'm against versatility.
Yeah,
but
you don't believe in that method, that teaching method.
I don't think it's a model.
Yeah,
you know, of course you can be good in everything, but like I said, being good in everything is mean that you are great in nothing. Because to be great, it demands a certain level and a certain amount of dedication.
Yeah,
dedication that you can escape if you want to be excellent or if you want to be great. So you need to focus at least for a period of time on one style, like we did for locking.
Yeah, but I think I truly believe that the confusion part of all that is that people from our generation had the opportunity, like I said before, classes existed and all that, to know all the styles, because all the styles were kind of living together. And you had like just a few lockers, just a few poppers, so they were practicing together. They were going to the same events. And even in our French episode, we spoke about the fact that in every b-boy crew they had like 1 or 2 top style dancers, so everybody was sharing all this. So we got the chance to know every style and live every style. And I think that in a lot of people's mind, the fact that the new generation doesn't understand some stuff it's because they don't have that knowledge that we had in the past to know about everything. So they want to teach everything to try to give them the same opportunity, but teaching everything is not the same that we lived in the past. You cannot compare. It's not like how can I say, what the type of experience that we had in the past is not comparable to have one locking class per week with one popping class per week plus one house class. It's not the same. We were not doing that.
It's a different time, and on top of this, everything was so rare. We didn't have, we didn't have all these separate styles. It was kind of, we have steps here and there. We knew it was this, but it was not as structured how it is today. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So the mentality also is different. But as soon as people get the information, I'm talking about our generation, or even maybe the generation before us. As soon as they get all the information and all the knowledge, like proper knowledge, everybody choose a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think
most of them. Some stay and
course,
did like different stuff.
I talk about most of the people. I say in general.
Yeah.
And it's also something that it's true in life, in real life. Everybody is getting paid, is getting a job from something specific. You don't get a job because you're good or you so in, you can do this and this and this and that. No. You get paid because you have a skill, and people how can I say, hire you for this skill. It's life. It's like this, and in the dance is the same. It used to be in France, at least. I talk about what I know. It used to be the versatility. A model was okay. In the late 90s, before early 2000, before this, because of the market. The market was mostly the show business. It was mostly the industry, and to dance in this environment, you had to know different styles.
Mm.
You had to be able to do some jazz, to do some this, do some that, etc. So it forced you to be versatile. But today, the market is different. The market has changed. Even the industry, they have their own way now. They don't mix everything like the street jazz or LA style or choreo, call it as you want. They have their own way now. They don't call hip hop dancers or breakers or whatever to feed this. They are by their own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And back then, and back in the day, they used to call like underground dancers, and those dancers need to learn some jazz, some other styles, and then they were by fact versatile.
Yeah, they have their own market actually with their own dancers, and they can do castings only with that type of dancers. And before, when you were going to let's say some kind of hip hop casting, or to I don't know, to do some kind of hip hop gig, you could find all type of dancers. I remember when they did the MTV Music Awards in Portugal, and you could find a lot of b-boys that were trying, and I don't know, mainstream dancers,
and this model reflect the market back then, but today it's completely different. And everybody got gigs for their skills.
Yeah, but I confess that when I'm speaking with someone that is involved deeply with the hip hop culture, and when I say hip hop culture today, I'm talking about also popping and locking, even though it's not really in the hip hop culture. I feel kind of weird when I'm talking about I don't know, some an important locker to a hip hop dancer, and he doesn't know that locker. It's strange to me. It's strange to me for them to not know like the most important figures. And I'm not talking about like big names for the new generation. I'm talking about like legends, and they don't know them.
Yeah.
So I still think that even though you don't have to take like all type of styles, classes of different styles, I still think that it's kind of important to have a basic knowledge. You don't need to be a pro in those dances, but try at least to have a basic knowledge about it, because it's I don't know, if you talk to anyone from the dance community, from the house dance community, and they tell you about this guy or that guy, I know that you're gonna know them.
Yeah.
So it's strange to me when I feel that some people doesn't have the
you know, to come back to what we was talking about, the formation, I had this idea, maybe we're going to do this in the future, but the idea now is to, so to speak, force the student to make a choice for him or her to choose a way, like old school or new school, like funk style or hip hop and house. But if he don't know, we can do, maybe we will do later, you know, in the future, maybe like in France we call this une année de préparation, a year of preparation.
Yeah.
If you're not ready to make a choice, you can make like 3 or 6 months, and you try all styles, and at the end of this month, then you can choose. You know, like it's like a prep.
Why splitting old school and new school? Actually, when you say that, it sounds to me very, very old school to do that. I remember like we used to talk like that,
I said new school. I said new old school, but I didn't sell it this way. It's funk style and new school.
Okay.
I told you old school and new school here in this conversation, but the way we write it, it's more fun.
But suddenly, if you have a student that wants to do house and locking, he can't?
He can't. Not because, okay, we thought about this, but we have limitation about amount of studios. We have only 2 studios.
Okay.
And we can't please everybody, because I know some people want to do hip hop and pop because it's convenient.
Yeah.
Because that's donations, and also house and locking because of the music. And we thought about this, but we realized that if you do for one, you have to do for all, and if it will be a struggle, a big struggle.
Okay.
We can do this only if we have more studios.
So it's not a pedagogic choice.
In the beginning, yes. Then we think about the solution we can do, and then we saw that we can do the, you know, house and lock. So we stick to the philosophy we had in the beginning, was okay, funk style, like we do for Pay the Cost. You know, we do funk style and only funk style, and also like new school, so to speak, only. You know, so we stick to this, and I think for now that's what we want to do. And if we get bigger and we have more studios, we can do like crossover.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
sounds nice to me. And how about you practicing? You've been practicing?
I'm good. Yeah, man. I since like all this shit happened, you know, for the first lockdown in France, it was from March to May. Man, I did nothing almost. Then I started to get out a little bit, see some friends. Then we start training till December. Good, like I get back in good shape, really good. And for winter, I had some family, and I had some stuff to do with my house, so I couldn't use my studio. And then since end of March, April, I get back to train, and I feel good. Get back to sports again. Now I start
what's a regular practice for you? How could you describe it? What's your formula? How do you start? And how do you end?
I start like always. I mean, if I warm up, stretch a little bit.
So what's a warm up for you? Is like dynamic stretching, or do you dance but smaller? What do you do?
Yeah. I stretch first, mainly for the legs.
Okay.
Because I know I'm going to use them after. So I stretch. I warm up the leg. I stretch the legs a little bit. Then I dance smaller. I don't force. I don't go all out. I just dance. Like get in the groove. Starts to sweat a little bit. And then if I have some during this time when I'm warming up, when I'm getting into it, in this time also I'm practicing and working on ideas. Checking if I can do this like this, how this is the timing, or maybe I have an idea when I was sleeping, so I try to see if it's possible or not to do it, how I can use it in the music. So it's it's like now I'm more like warming up. I'm not really dancing.
And do you write your ideas?
No. I used to when I was younger, like way
for the battles.
Like, for battles and years ago, but now it's here. It's here. So when I have an idea, it's okay. I have to remember for next time.
But you still put names in your moves to remember.
This is
what's your last move?
My last move. I don't know. The signature.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have,
the last one that you gave a name.
I think it's trébuchet démoniaque. Of course, it's French name, but the trébuchet is the trébuchet.
It's when you fall. Is the fail?
Non, pas trébucher. Ah si, non. Yeah, quand tu trébuches.
Ouais.
When you trébuches.
Yeah.
It's when you when you fall. When you but no, trébucher. It's let me check. I'm gonna show you. It's a catapulte. The big catapulte. I don't know how to say in English.
I don't know either.
Let me check. Trébucher en anglais.
Stumble.
No, it's not stumble. Trébuchet. Alors, maybe trébuchet.
C'est catapulte.
Trébuchet en anglais.
En anglais, cassédit. Trébuchet.
Ta gueule.
Yeah, it's a tribute shape.
Really?
It's this. Yeah, tribute shape.
So it's the trebuchet from the demon.
You see this? Yeah, and you throw the
demoniac trebuchet.
Like a Lord of the Ring and this. Yeah, whatever.
Actually, we don't give a fuck. You just need to learn French.
Exactly. It's just a funny name to me. Demonish. It's a demonish tribute shape. Yeah, and I have all my signature. Yeah,
it's easy to translate in Portuguese.
all my signature move have this kind of funny name, like a crazy name like Alpha Mortuaire, Trébuchet Démoniaque, L'Envol du Phénix, Thunder Split, and so on, so many like this.
Mm. Do you teach them?
Sometimes when I feel the students are ready, say yes, okay, today I'm going to teach you one signature. So some weeks ago I teach them the trébuchet. They laugh because they thought they have to put the leg here and then go down and then ping.
Ah, that's that one. Oh no, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They laugh, but it's cool. It's also to show them that it's not only about
basics.
Doing upload for 1 year,
Yeah.
I give them so different spice, just to show them that the purpose is not to just do the move to do the move, but what you can do with the move.
Yeah, that's crazy how many. I was just thinking about some videos that I saw in the social media thing, like Instagram and TikTok and all that bullshit. And I just saw two I mean, it was maybe 1 hour ago. I just saw two totally different people doing locking that like bothered me because because one was it was just a fucking mess. Not once I saw the guy stop. Not once. So for me, it's not actually. I'm gonna be straight here. I'm gonna be radical. He was not locking. Not once he did stop. So, but the strange part is that you could tell easily that the guy has been dancing for years. He had like some kind of level. He was doing stuff similar to locking, but he was a fucking mess. No lines, no stop, nothing. Like worm technique, very fast. He was trying to catch every accent. It was fucking strange to me. And the other one was the total opposite, like stopping every time, doing all the moves super clean, but no soul, no nothing. That's I don't know. It's stuff that bothers me.
I think this is how you learn this dance. How your teacher teach you this dance. You know, this is common, like really common that you talk about the two opposites. Like the one that do the move, but it's like a machine, and the other one who don't give a damn about the vocabulary and the move and the control and the aesthetic and the lines and everything, and just shake, go all out without thinking about if it looks good or not. I think this is how the conception of dance, how your teachers or how you learn, maybe not your teachers, but how you learn this.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think it's many things. One could be the teacher. I do agree. One, it could be the teacher. First of all, for me, it's you. It's you. Actually, reminds me something that Don shared with me one of the first times that I spoke with him. I can't remember if it was during the class that he gave at the B-Boy Summit when we met in 2004, or if it was already in Portugal. In Portugal, I had like very interesting and special moments with Don, and we had the opportunity to share, like we were saying before. Out of the classes, we were on stage together and just messing around, and it was during all those kind of games we were playing. And that's another thing that we were speaking before, that all the things that were happening before classes existed, all that like messing around, all that joking, doing some bullshit with the moves. Remember that time when we were practicing with Nordin, and suddenly we start doing some old school 90s locking moves.
Yeah.
But those moments counts also. So one of the first advices that Don gave me was the way you should use the mirror. And he said the mirror it's cool for you to use it as a tool to see a teacher, to see you, to compare both. But you shouldn't do only that. You should look at the mirror like he was your crowd.
Yeah.
And so you need to have a notion if what you're seeing pleases you, if you like it, and you have to correct it immediately. This thing about correcting immediately, that's my perception of it, because I noticed it over the years that the students had the how do you say, the habit to repeat the mistakes over and over,
because they're not watching them. They're I mean, it's like when you hear something, but you don't listening. It's the same here. They're looking, but they're not watching. When they look at the problem today in the class, because we talk about students in class in front of the mirror, the only care is to follow the routine. It's not to make the move right or make the posture right, or like to say to what's done, to repeat to what done say, and it's perfect. It's what you have to be pleased by what you see in the mirror. This is 100% true. It has to be nice. What you see in the mirror have to be nice, and if it's not, you have to correct it.
Yeah.
But the problem is the students, they are not looking at them with the critic aspect. They are looking at them like okay, I need to just follow the routine and to be the same as the others. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is also a real problem. They don't use the mirror for what it is.
True. So that was my point actually. So people are like that, like we were talking 5 minutes ago. Also because of them. That's in some way in your nature, and actually fuck that nature thing. You have the capacity to correct it right away. It's a state of mind.
True.
And then the third problem, so we spoke about like people themselves, the teacher, and also everybody that's surrounded those guys. Because, and actually when I say that, I blame myself also, because I know a lot of people that have been dancing for years, and I can tell you right now, actually I think I already told you, how many of them have a fucking ugly skitter rabbit. For me, it's I don't know. Most of the people do a correct up, a correct lock, a correct wrist wall or point or whatever. But for me, the skitter rabbit is probably the most how can I say? It's the movement that I see that bothers me the most, because a lot of people do it in an ugly form. I don't know.
Yeah, they just throw it. They don't think about
the
saying.
arms
They don't.
are all fucked up. The legs. I don't.
True.
And when you see the lockers doing it together and speaking with one another, and counting and singing and doing it, is so style. How can you do it that way?
You know, to extend what you say about skitter rabbit, and we had this discussion so many times before, but I think not only skitter rabbit, but locking is, I'm sure that when it's not made in the right way, and when I say right, I put some, I don't know how to say this, it's really, really ugly. Now, like I said before, when I watch locking and it's not made in a proper way, I was like, man, this is ugly. Really, this is ugly. It's like, it bothers me, same. Like, but when it's made in the right way, it's the best. And also, I believe that locking is the most difficult dance style of all of them, except locking and breaking.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be a long conversation. It's hard to say because it depends what your goals are. For me, everything that you do could be learning guitar, or it could be playing ping pong or whatever. If you have like very high standards.
Okay. So you're right. I got you. Yeah, you're right. It depends on, because of course to do in a really, really high level popping, it's also very difficult. I say it again. I say it in a different way. It's like drumming and guitar. Too, because I know this because I play both of them. I will say it in this way. It's like guitar is kind of like locking in a way that to produce something nice to hear and really harmonic, it demands works. And in drums, with few stuff, you can produce something nice.
True.
So
yeah.
The amount of work needed to produce something that quality, the amount of work is different, and you
totally.
can see the layers. what I want to say is also that in locking you can't lie, and it's not true for all the styles.
Yeah.
Because how many poppers liars we saw? Many, so many.
Yeah.
Same for
Actually,
hip-hop.
actually, you can tell by the numbers of people in the preselection.
Yeah, in locking you can lie because it's good or it's horrible. It's hard to lie because there's to produce something nice, you can see the work behind.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
True.
So it's more
Yeah.
like it's the most difficult style. Overall, I'm just saying that to do something nice and not great, just nice.
Yeah.
It demands so much work, and I think also with the time I think about this, it's also why we're not so many in locking, because
Yeah.
so many give up.
Yeah,
in
you don't
between.
you don't have like any escape actually.
Yeah.
You
No,
don't have like you
no,
have
you can't.
it's one style, a few techniques. You can hide behind nothing.
And you have to grind. You have to grind. There's no fancy stuff that you can do to avoid or to you hide behind.
Yeah.
You can't. You have to grind and you have to do the move properly until it's in your body. And then, there's other style that you can, it's easier. I'm not saying it's like a very easy. I'm just saying it's easier to lie.
Yeah, like you said, I think you said correctly. It's easy to start, and I think the comparison is very very true actually. When you compare to drums and guitar, I felt it. It's and the first thing that I thought when I started trying to play guitar, it was how stupid I was when I was mocking the kids at school that were playing guitar, and they were already playing a few songs, and I was like, those suckers, and fuck, they probably spent like hours and hours and hours to play those few songs that they were playing. And
yeah, man. It demands so many.
Yeah, you have no idea.
So many hours just to play a chord properly, to make sound something nice.
Yeah.
It demands so many. I mean, more time that drum was talking about drum.
Yeah.
Because just to play something correct, cool, it doesn't demand as much as guitar in the beginning. Of course, in high level, both of them are really crazy.
Yeah.
So after I couldn't tell what's the most difficult, but at least in the beginning, that's what was.
Yeah, it's very true. I think it's a correct comparison.
And I truly believe that's why we're not so many, because so many are giving up. And you and I, we know that some people try. Yeah, they see that locking is cool. I'm gonna try because I also want to feel like this. And when they see the struggle, they give up and they do. I'm gonna do something else.
And actually, a lot of people lie to themselves. A lot of people will tell you that that's not their thing, that they try, but it's not my thing. Like
if I could do 32 spin of 19.
But actually, I can tell you that I saw in some of my students in the very beginning, because during many years I was teaching popping, b-boying, locking, and other bullshit, and I could tell that a lot of them had more potential in locking, but still they gave up. They give up and they stick with another style. Even they stick. Some of them stick with b-boying.
Yeah, maybe because they have more results or easier results.
Yeah, I don't know, but it is really hard actually.
It is, yeah, for real.
And what do you think about people? And when I say people, even I'm not saying only the dancers themselves, but everybody, like the teachers. I don't see many people going to the floor anymore. I mean, when I go teach classes, people not even bring how do you say need
knee pads and
knee
stuff
pads.
like this. You're right. To be honest with you, it's also why we do this formation, why we change, because the problem is we don't have much time, to be honest, to teach them, and the few times we have, we spend teaching the very fundamentals, up, lock, points, twirl, Scooby Doo, and we make sure that they do correctly. So it demands some times that you won't take to do some ground move. So what you say, it's true. Myself, I didn't do some ground move for years in class. That's true. But I changed my mind some years ago, like maybe 2 years ago, when I start dancing, freestyling with my students, I realized that none of them, they do knee drop. And knee drop is the most basic move on the ground, for locking. And then they are not able to do it. And every time they was doing it, it was like a torture, like my knees. Are you kidding me? So I said, okay, we have to fix this.
And I can tell you right now that most of the lockers cannot go up from a split without the hands.
This is true. That the way up
without the hands.
Of course.
And I remember that in my classes, I had like special drills for that. But it was people in the beginning used to love that part, and suddenly it became more for everybody. More I don't know. We had like more classes to give, and I think in some way we chose the easy way.
Yeah,
that's sad, but that's true. But actually, I can tell you, and I'm being totally honest with that. When I met Oscar the first time, not true. The first time I saw Oscar teaching, he was the only guy that I saw teaching in a very similar way that I used to teach my classes, with no choreography or very, very little choreography. It was more about drills, more. And all the people that I was watching, a locking class or a popping class or hip hop class was pretty much the same method. But I don't know. I think it's an evolution. We had like many talks about it. We had like a long talk about it, you and I, at the week, about how can we give some freestyle drills in that kind of context. It's not easy. It's not easy when you have a lot of work in. I don't know.
It's funny. It's funny. I mean, it's not funny, but it's the fact that you talk about Oscar. Oscar is to me the best teacher I saw. He really opened my mind when I saw his method. Now I get inspired. I kind of use how I teach in this kind of way with my tools, but I use the same path.
Yeah.
Because he's using he plays with the students.
Yeah.
He plays with students. Last time he came for Pentecost, I was like, man, he's so good at teaching, because it was one of the first time I saw a locking class. It was a Pentecost, and he makes ciphers in the class. So so they're gonna freestyle, which is not common.
No.
In the class, he gives them exercises, and everybody, even the most beginners, they felt comfortable. They could freestyle.
Yeah.
They could freestyle. And when I watched the beginners dancing, freestyling, trying, and having fun, I was like, damn, he's so good.
Yeah,
He's
because
so good.
they put them that's exactly what I used to do, because you don't put them in a lost position. You give them some tools where they can relay to be able to freestyle and feel secure. But yeah, people should watch the episode that I did with Oscar, because he talks about all that, and he talks about the way he got inspired from boxing practices, and the way he took those drills to the locking classes, because I did the same with the martial arts background that I had, actually.
That's what he told me. He blew. Yeah, I think it was a smart move, really smart move. When he told me, like, I just took some boxing, because he's a boxing coach. I just took some boxing exercise and he just switched to locking. It works perfectly. There's a warm up that I don't do, but I saw him doing. To warm up the students, he put like in couple, face to face, and the game is just with the right hand touching the left thigh.
Mm-hmm.
You need to touch it, and the other one have to avoid it. But in the same time you avoid, you have to touch the other one. So it's always defend and attack.
Yeah,
and this makes you sweat as hell, man. And it's a good way. It's a game.
Yeah, it makes you move in a different way, take different dimensions.
And every exercise is based on this, and it's very good. And I get inspired a lot by this man. He's great. He's a great teacher, and I think my pedagogy changed a lot this past year because of him, and it's great. And for the ground move aspect, I think when we get, I think we decide maybe unconsciously to. I would talk for myself. Yeah, maybe we decide to put priority on the fundamentals, you know.
Yeah.
And I think it's a mistake, so to speak.
Yeah.
I mean, we should have to we should took time to show them more often, knee drop, splits, jumps, because it's a part of this dance.
Yeah.
It's
well, actually, I was listening to you, and I was also thinking that at some point, it could be also an age factor, because you don't feel to go crazy anymore. Like you.
No.
I'm talking for me, and for me that's the case. I feel the same. It's not that I don't feel capable to do the moves. It's just the pleasure that I got when I'm dancing. I find the pleasure in other aspects. I'm more mature. I'm mature enough to see really dope stuff just in the details. And so and when I was younger, I was spending a lot of time doing some research to find new tricks. How could I jump and pass the leg between my arms before I could do a split or whatever? And I was practicing like a b-boy, actually.
But you was thinking like this because you was in a battle. You was in a battle perspective.
True. Yeah.
Which is validate.
Yeah.
The way you was thinking.
True.
The problem here, and for me, it's not a physical or age. Maybe a little bit, but I think it's not the main reason. I think the main reason is while we was, because I was as you thinking about doing a power move, working on this, working on that, because we also add the minimum as information. Our move was kind of okay, you know.
Yeah.
The problem is, for me, it's hard to focus on the ground move if, as long as up, lock, towards point, Scooby-Doo is not correct.
Yeah.
And most of the time, they barely can do Scooby-Doo correctly, up, lock, point properly. Sometimes it's a mess. And you feel like, no, I can't go forward if they can do this.
True.
At least those moves. If they got this, okay, we go forward and maybe we can do some pitch ways and stuff.
That's very true. But
And you see, everything is connected because maybe it's our fault. It's not only, I'm not blaming only the students, but also it's maybe they're not good enough because they don't have time enough also to train because they do hundreds of things in the same time. So you see,
but I was, what you said just remind me the conversation that I had with Crazy Cujo, for the lockers who are gonna watch this episode. Cujo is a b-boy, and we were having those kind of talks that we are having right now. And at some point in the conversation, we start thinking about like, okay, but why should we learn in breaking a 6-step first? Why couldn't we learn a windmill first?
Something else. Yeah.
Why? What makes I mean in our case, in the locking case, it makes total sense to know how to lock first, because that's, I mean, but
it's
then
in the title.
yeah, I mean, if you're not locking, but then I don't actually, when I think about it, I don't see nothing wrong if you spend like 20 minutes doing different lock drills, just lock from all the angles that you want, all the I don't know, the intros and outros that you want.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's true.
And then you could like, okay, instead of practicing point, you practice any drop.
You're right. You're totally right. I mean,
I don't know if am I right or not. I'm just thinking about it. I don't know.
No, I mean, it makes sense. At least it makes sense. I mean, we could. It depending on your priority. And when I was saying, I was talking about myself when I teach.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to go forward if they don't have the minimum, and our minimum is up, lock, 12 points, to be at least, so, not crazy, but at least, yeah, you can, it looks like blocking.
Yeah.
At least, and there's the right timing and the right posture, at least this. And then we can, because of course they need to practice by themselves after. But
yeah,
it's the minimum that we want to see before we move on. And maybe it's I will not say it's wrong, because it's the way I am. I mean, I'm like this. But we could do instead of staying, so to speak, 1 hour on up, lock, 12 points. Maybe we do 45 minutes, and then with the last 15 minutes we can do jump into knee drops or knee drop split and work on the way up.
Yeah, and then you were talking about that, and then that there is a lot of forgotten moves that we don't teach anymore. I remember that I used to teach a lot. Actually, I'm gonna say the name, but I have no idea if the name's still correct or not, because we had like so many fake names in the beginning that I still use that I don't really know that, and I don't really care either. But we used to call that the pitcher.
Yeah.
Which
I taught to my students recently, and I told them there was a pitcher.
Yeah. So I used to teach a lot the pitcher, actually, and that's a move that I don't see anymore when people dance.
Yeah, handshake.
Yeah, the handshake. Actually, I used to teach a lot the handshake just for rhythm matter, because the rhythm of the handshake is a pattern that you used to see a lot in the lockers, because nowadays maybe you're gonna see different rhythmics, because or maybe you're gonna see the dancer slowing down before he catch an accent or whatever, because he's trying to follow the music. But that kind of rhythmic of the handshake is a rhythmic that I think I saw many times in the locker back in the days that I don't see that much now. It's like boom, cap, boom, ka, boom, ka, boom, ka. That pattern that the handshake has is a super good exercise for them to understand a different pattern that they can take, like when they dance. Well, it could be like a good freestyle drill. Actually, you teach them the handshake. You have those moves. You isolate 3 of those moves, and then you let them just play with the rhythmic and those moves. But yeah, I was thinking about what you were saying, and about what are exactly the basics in locking. And nowadays, the basics are up, lock, whistle, point. And you're gonna spend a lot of time Scooby-Doo and Scuba, stop and go. I will say that, and pace. But and you will spend like a lot of time with your students, teaching them those moves until you feel comfortable aesthetically to move forward and teach them more. But when you think about Don dancing, he was doing some points, but for me, if I have to simplify his, let's call it rounds, it was basically that pattern that he used to have with the pace, like pace, whistle, sub 5, and then he was flying, and he was doing that constantly, like bam, pace, boom, boom, fly knee drop, getting up, pace, dive or split or whatever, sure. But he was very short on top. Bam, 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 up, flying, boom, bam, 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 bam. Another acrobatic move, and it could be that the basic actually, and not the actually points. That's a thing that I demand to my students to not do much, because it's like an easy solution, an easy way out when you dance. And you want to catch the accents or whatever, you don't know what to do, and you fucking point during 3 hours. So that's a thing that I usually demand them to cut and try to find other solutions, because it's too easy.
Yeah, to not catch accents with points.
Yeah,
because it's what mostly people do. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's I think it's probably also how we we have how we learn, how we get this information, and also the hierarchy of the steps. If it's true or not, I don't know, but to me it makes sense that there is 3 levels of hierarchy. Let's say like this, like the fundamentals, the move that Don creates, even though it doesn't use them all the time. But I mean, at least yes, the pace all the time, twirls all the time, points sometimes, slap all the time, turn the hat all the time, uplog. No, actually, don't do often.
No,
didn't do often.
No, he was doing locks a lot, but not really uplogs.
Yeah. So
it was some kind of prep. Bam.
Yeah, fundamentals. Mostly moves that Don's created, foundations, all the basics we know, Scooby-Doo, Scuba, whatever, and then I think it's like customization, how you make it yours, how you like the evolution, the variations, let's say variations of those moves. It's probably because we learned this way that unconsciously or consciously, we think that the first move that you have to learn is up, block, whistle, point. And you know what? Because also, when we freestyle, we mostly use them. When I freestyle, in a way, I do like Don. I just use some pace, some whisk, some slap, some points. I don't do like a 6 hours. I don't freestyle with Scooby-Doo. I don't improvise with Scooby-Doo all the time. What I mean, when I want to, I do it, but it's a short amount of time. But when I let it go, the move that I used to let it go, to feel free and to improvise for real, pace, twirls, uplocks, up and locks in a different way, points, look, fundamentals. Maybe that's why we stick to them in the beginning,
Yeah.
because basically it's the move that you need to freestyle.
True.
You need to know. You need
how
more
to play with
know.
it.
Yeah, it's more important to know pace to freestyle than to know Scooby Doo, so, for example, or Scoobot, for example,
Yeah.
because most of the people, myself included, we don't freestyle with Scoobot. We just do Scoobot.
Mm.
We just do Scooby Doo. We just do Stop and Go. We just do Which Way, and we just do Scare Rabbit. We don't improvise. We don't feel free with those moves. With pace, with points, with looks, with locks, we explore more. And I think that's why now we're speaking, and now I'm getting into the idea, and now that's why those moves are more important than others.
Yeah, true. We don't spoke about kicks. Kicks are cool to me to
true.
do.
Yeah, same.
Just
Yeah,
a
yeah,
kick here and there. What up?
Yeah. True.
Yeah, I was thinking. I don't. You know Arthur from Switzerland.
Yeah.
You know, my friend from Switzerland. I speak often about him because for me, what he did, not only him and Paulo. Paulo is also from a b-boy from Deep Trip, and is his partner in their dance school. Those guys create a dance school with only b-boying in a very, very small town, with 200 students only for b-boying.
Crazy.
I never saw something like that.
That's crazy, man.
Anywhere, never saw something like that, and that's crazy. And they've been doing that for so long, and mostly with kids, that they became super good at teaching kids. And you watch their kids dancing, and that's crazy. You see, like it's not like you can find like a good 7 or 8 years old kid doing like b-boying properly.
Yeah.
It's all of them. It's in the method. It's not like an exception dancer that you find over there. No, it's all of the students are dope. And one thing that Arthur did, because he's studying constantly all the methods that you could find to get better, and he's trying to promote all the time like events with kids and all that stuff. So one thing that he did is he became to first he did some events, like one per month, a kids event over there, so the kids could have a real reason to practice, and not just like for a show at the end of the year or whatever, like they usually do in dance schools. Every month they had like a small battle. So other teachers were bringing their students to battle in those events. And a few time later, he started to meet with all those teachers that were coming to the events to do some kind of, I don't know, seminar. How do you say? Seminary. Just to exchange between them. And I'm saying all that because just before you said that one of the biggest problem are the teachers, the way they teach, and they just let you do wrong, or maybe they don't know.
You know what? It's not. I don't think it's the teacher, because if you give time to them, I think maybe some teachers are better than others, probably, but I think it's the format, the model that. Because we talk about the school and the education way of the school. Why we teach this way, us as dancer? When I never thought about this before, until I saw Oscar.
Yep.
Uh,
I mean, for
because
me, it's a different thing. I know how the way I teach and why I teach like that. But yeah,
I talk in general
in
because I
general,
have this
okay, yeah,
conversation with so many people. We teach this way, like routines and stuff with the mirrors, because it's the only way we learn in our life. The only way to teach is the model we have is the school, the teacher that writes something on the board and learn this by heart. You have 3 hours, and next week you got the test. So it's
yeah,
like there's no discussion, there's no gaming, there's no play. The most efficient way to learn in this planet is the game.
true.
It's the game. Animals, they learn such a horrible thing like death with gaming, with play. Like the the lions, they learn how to hunt with playing when they're kids. The sheep or the bambies, I don't know the name, they learn how to survive when they play.
But even the kids, we speak a lot about their capacity to stay focused during the classes. But you
Yeah.
can tell how easily they are focused when they play.
Of course, they
So,
can play forever
Yeah.
without getting bored.
Yeah.
So the problem is, of course, the teachers, but mostly the format, because they don't know, they never learn. I guess for many of them, they never learn a different way to teach. They just know, repeat after me, and you do. I
Yeah.
do, and you repeat.
Yeah, that's exactly why I was giving Archer's example, because I really think that those exchangers, we are talking about Oscar, and Oscar for years, and you just get inspired once he went to your event. So like you, there is like a million teachers that never saw Oscar really teaching, for example. That's one. And I can tell you right now, when I came back 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago, to Portugal, and every time that I come back, people are coming to me and they come actually to complain about Portugal. Like, yeah, you're not here, and things are going wrong. Nothing is happening. We don't know what to do. And that's a thing that I, with all those people, they came to me and were complaining about the dance situation here in Portugal. I said exactly that for me, like some of the stuff that we were saying really sound obvious. For a lot of people, it's not that obvious, So I said exactly that. I said kids should play, because you're complaining that they only want to do routines, and they only care about being in crews who are going to do routine contests, and it's all about routine contests and hip hop international. They don't want to learn freestyle or whatever. And I say exactly that. You should play with them. You should make games at the end of the class. It should be like they should enjoy it. It should not be like a duty.
Yeah, of course.
You should not force them or give them that sensation that they're gonna do something really hard. Actually, one thing that I'm repeating constantly is the fact that those dances are based in freestyle. They were in the how do you say, in the roots of those dances. It was not about like learning routines.
And you know what? Those kids, when they're gonna face adversity, when it will be not fun anymore, they will stop. You know what I mean? When they will lose, when they're gonna do this without having fun, and when they will not succeed, for some of them, they will stop, because it's not fun. It's a lot of work to reach a goal or reach a dream that they failed to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And instead of just playing, you lose, okay, but it's still fun.
Yeah.
To give you an example, I always used to say, yeah, when I'm working, I think, especially in French, work is travail.
Yeah.
And the roots of travail, it's torture. The travail in French is work. Okay? And the roots, the origin of travail, it's torture. The torture. So it's not the right.
Yeah, it's an heavy word. When you say it, it sounds heavy.
Yeah, when you go to travail, it's something that it's not fun, and we use this sometimes. We say, yeah, you need to travailler ton lock. You need to work your locking. It's not the right way to use it.
No.
Because, for example, for myself, I was having fun when I was training as hard as I used to train, and you know this.
Yeah.
When I was training hard, I was training to reach a goal, but I was having fun. I was happy to be there. I was having a good time. But I had in my head the purpose, okay, today I need to be this and that, and I need to do this and that. But it was not like a work. It was not like something. It was not how can I say?
A duty.
It was not a duty, right? It was. I was enjoying.
Yeah.
Really, for real.
Do you know Rodney Mullen? He's a skateboarder, like a legendary skateboarder, and with a very strong mind. And I saw an interview with him, and he was a world champion for a lot of years. And at some point, and he talks very slow, very calm. He's a very zen guy. And at some point, he was saying, enjoy the simple things. And he was describing how much the competition almost robbed him from the pleasure of skating. That he was so focused on his goal when he was at practice that he was almost forgetting the pleasure that he had when he was skating. So I think you had that. When you said, I was working my locking, but I was having fun, it was because in some way you were enjoying those simple things, going to the I was about to say the temple. It was the place where we used to practice.
Yeah.
Just going there, being with the people, all that was fun, and we were decoding.
Yeah, but you was there at that time. You saw how hard we was practicing, but how fun.
Yeah, we were having fun all the time.
Yeah, man, it was just joking all over the place and going
with the
hard,
fucking ropes and jumping all around.
And going hard all over the place.
Yeah.
We didn't divide the pleasure, the fun, and the drill on the the hard work. It goes along.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's true. Maybe today people take it too serious and they forget that dancing is fun. I mean, you do this because it's fun.
Yeah.
Of course, you have some goals, but the goals comes after. The thing that you have to maintain and keep with you all along is the fun. And most of the people that lose this fun stop dancing one day or another.
Yeah, it reminds me what Luz Cabuz told us when we met him again, when we were with him the last time in LA. It was one of the first things that he told us. I don't know if you remember. He said, "Yeah, I need to tell you, bros. I find the secret of all this." And we were like, "What?" And he said, "It's love. I love this.
Yeah, love.
I love this. I just love it. I don't care about if I cannot do, if I'm old or not, or whatever. I enjoy it. I have fun. I love this. It's the secret." And we were like, "Yeah," and he's totally right, actually.
Yeah,
It seems obvious, but it's not that obvious. And it's totally right.
I mean, it's too simple that
to be true. Without.
Yeah, and we forget it. We forget it.
Exactly.
We forget it. But like having fun. It sounds stupid, but it is for real. We forget sometimes to have fun. That's why we're going too deep and too far, and we sometimes we lost the most important.
True. Enjoying the simple things. I think is a good way to finish. Actually, let's reveal that it's not an end, because we're gonna do this regularly. How do you say it?
Regularly.
We're gonna try to do this like once per month or whatever.
Yeah.
And
cool.
we'll keep you update. So
no problem.
Thank you, brother.
Here, my brother. En plus, j'ai la fibre now. Now I get the fiber. So it's cool. I have a good connection now, so we can do this every week if you want. No problem.
We go fast with the fiber.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna end this shit.
No problem. Go to sleep.